Our generation is the new generation, the modern Malaysia.
We are a generation that often find ourselves caught in between modernity and tradition. We are a generation that often find ourselves caught in between what's right and what is wrong.
My generation has the capacity to transform society.
My generation is brave.
My generations are the decision makers.
We are united to achieve our common goal.
We are the game changers.
When my mom left the UK, and the first hour it started to hit me, my mom has left. There's only one word: freedom. Smells so good.
I was actually happy. I was looking forward to move out. Not because I hate this house or this family, it's just that I want to be a bit more independent.
When I was away, the only thing I miss from home is food.
My dad was brought up in a kampung area, in a village, and I was brought up here in the city.
When I was growing up, there was no KLCC.
Physically, Malaysia is changing. A lot of buildings, a lot of multinational companies coming in. At the same time, I think people are changing as well. People are getting more liberal.
If I were to move away from KL, I would probably have a very tough time adjusting. I just need to smell traffic in my life.
KL and Singapore as cities that are very much shaped by trends. It's like their identity is following what's latest. You know, it's like it's never enough. There's gotta be more. Even they are completely out of space and they're causing crazy traffic, but it's still not enough. It's constantly going through reconstruction. The latest brand that just came in, the latest franchise restaurant that just came in.
So it's a very small society, it's a very small circle of society. So I think it's very close and very warm.
Dari segi budaya, di kampung banyak talian persaudaraan. Maknanya kita lihat rumah di sebelah sana adalah saudara, ada relatif dengan kita. Dan mungkin satu kampung itu adalah keluarga kita sendiri, saudara sendiri.
So I think modernization in Sabah is so behind, and yet we are supposed to be one of the richest states in the country, with oil, with the forestry, with tourism industries. Billions come in every year.
We have more trees here, fresher air. And if you look at the skies at night, you don't see an orange sky. You don't see orange sky, you don't see skyscrapers, you see stars. If anyone is to explore the jungle in Sabah or anywhere else in the Southeast Asian region for that matter, I would advise them to be very careful at where they take a wee. There are some supernatural powers around us. When I mention be careful in the jungle, means to say not the poisonous venomous snakes or wild boars and stuff like that, but rather tombstones that might be hidden in the jungle for quite a long time. Guardian of the jungle who lives normally in trees, and some ghosts living in banana trees. You have to be careful, ask permission. You have to tell them that I'm sorry and stuff like that. It's just even though you don't believe it, there's no harm for you to just say sorry.
The government has also start promoting the culture in Malaysia.
Keeping the tradition going on is not because of appreciation for the tradition most of the time. It's because people know they can manipulate the tradition to promote the tourism industry. A lot to do with the aesthetic value, to attract people. The very essence of the whole thing is usually overlooked. The very essence is when you practice this tradition, when you dance the traditional dance, when you play the traditional music, you play it as part of life because you want it to be part of your life, not because you want to attract the tourists with it. Basically, we don't have the power to revive what's lost because that's not what we're capable of. But what we do is make people aware of what's lost.
You know, Malaysia has its own name, has its own pride, and I'm very proud of it.
Di Malaysia mempunyai 3 kaum utama, Melayu, India dan Cina. Walaupun banyak, walaupun mempunyai 3 kaum yang berbeza, kami hidup dengan aman dan damai, mempunyai sikap toleransi yang baik, perpaduan.
Diversity. I think that is our pride as Malaysians.
Cultural background of the Kadazans is so related and so much so intertwined with the Chinese ways. Even their belt, the traditional Kadazan belt, is made out of Chinese coins.
I don't say Indian first. I always say I'm a Malaysian Indian or I'm a Malaysian first.
One Malaysia has always been in Sabah. There is no Chinese, no Indian, no Malay in Sabah. If you're a Sabahan, you're a Sabahan.
Human beings can be so complicated that we tend not to think, we tend not to look at the universal similarities of human beings.
Still travel around the world is my one of my strongest and my biggest dream. If I'm not a mom right now, I think I will be at somewhere in Europe, backpacking, have a lot of friends, just wandering around like that. Yeah.
The first country that I traveled out of Malaysia would be Thailand, and it was an eye-opener because I felt that the people there were really free to be whoever they want, and it doesn't seem like anyone is judging.
If you're in Malaysia, in your opinion, when you're walking around, you'll be looking at people will be looking at you.
I would want to experience traveling alone more often, backpacking. I've never tried that before.
How can anyone ever say they've traveled the world? My hope is just a glimpse of the world, a glimpse that would actually matter. The glimpse that would matter would be the parts of the world that actually instills happiness and peace among the people. Why are people in certain countries peaceful? If you could understand the reasons for each happiness in each country, you'd build something so formidable in your own country, in your own place, where you could find peace, I feel.
The struggle of whether to leave town is always there, whether to stay or to leave. Some people, in the end, they just don't want to come home anymore. Of course, the parents want them home, but also want them to do well at the same time.
Well, I came back to Sabah because this is home, and I just feel like there's too many people just leaving the state. Because I have lots of friends who have lots of things that they want to achieve, but they always say that they can't achieve it here back in Sabah. And I personally feel that I want to prove certain people wrong, that a dream can happen anywhere. You can do anything or whatever you want, wherever you are.
If you've left and you come back, then you have a whole other life in another place that people back in your hometown do not know about. So, but you've missed out quite a lot. You haven't been around for some time, so then you will struggle how to fit in back again.